Hello everyone, what is up and welcome back to the channel iRobust. This is the second part, a continuation to the previous video on the tips and tricks to be a tech collector. I don't usually do my video in parts, but this I really had to do it in part. Just planned out to be a whole stretch of just one video, but the edit was just too long. So I decided to split it up into two different videos. So this is the second part. If you have not watched the first part yet, it has been out last week. So do watch it first before you continue on to this. Here I've got three of my oldest devices that have been a collection and the devices that I've repaired the most too. So the iPhone 6 right over here, it's got a battery replacement twice and a motherboard repair once. And as for the iPhone 7, it has gotten a battery replacement once. So the iPhone 8 right over here, it has gotten a battery replacement twice and a motherboard repair twice too. And these are one of the devices that I've been having the longest time using it. And personally, on these devices alone, I've spent more than what I paid for them initially, especially phones like the iPhone 7 right over here. I've got the product red color. This is even more rare. You can't really find that much of product reds out there. So that is a reason why these should really maintain it in the best way possible. These are prone to failures. But in mobile phones, the rate is higher. Like I said, I've done multiple repairs on these three devices that I just mentioned. But in the end, the only thing that we're going to ask ourselves is, are you keeping these devices just because you want to keep it, or are you keeping it to collect it? If you're keeping it to collect it, then you should not think about how much you paid for the device. You should just go ahead and repair it and just keep the device running. It just depends on how long you can keep the device running and just collect it and sell it at a later period. So just go ahead and spend that money. But that is where the disadvantage comes to. If you're going to be collecting phones, those are prone to failures such as motherboard, sometimes even screen failures, and battery and motherboard are the more common ones. But sometimes it might just be your mistake that led to this repair. Because these two phones, the motherboard repair was because of me, because of my own negligence. And the reason is, there was a point where I couldn't manage charging the phones, and what did I charge it, but sometimes when I couldn't, I just left it for a few days and it will be fully depleted. And after that, I'll just plug it in overnight and I'll just plug it out the next morning, because that will be easier for me. And this happened for about a month, and the next thing I knew, both the motherboard were short-circuited. And the reason is, this phone is a pretty old phone. If you're going to be charging it overnight, the motherboard can't handle it and it's gonna get short-circuited. So that was a really expensive repair. So just remember to charge it and unplug it at the right timings. Do not overcharge it and do not just undercharge it too. If you undercharge it, it's just going to deplete faster, and if you overcharge it, it's just going to be short-circuited and there's going to be problems. But how do you manage charging so many phones? You can't just be using one charger, right? And for me, I found a solution to that, and let me show it to all of you. So I previously showed you my table and my workstation where I kept all my electronics. But now let me show you how I charge the devices. Here you can see I've got 4 power outlets here. One is connecting to the night light. This is the Samsung adapter. This is the Android charger that I'm having here. And this is a standard lightning charger. So I've got 4 of it right over here. And this is to charge all the main devices. And if you move over here, right on top of my MacBook, I've got this another charger. And this is where I plug in my MacBook charger and my Anker charger, which is what I use to charge my watch. And let's say if I want to charge my AirPods or some other phone that I want a fast charging, then I'll use this. If not, I'll be using the other outlet that I showed just now. This is mainly for just fast charging. If you move slightly away from here, just a bit, here I've got another outlet. I've got another Apple cable plugged in here, but this time this is the 30-pin adapter. I plugged in a 30-pin, and this is mainly for my iPhone 4S, iPhone 3GS and iPhone 2G. All of them go in this one charger because just 3 phones, so I can just use this one charger at a time. And here I've got my lightning. This is my another lightning adapter, and this I'll be using it to charge all my other devices. And let's say if sometimes it's not enough, this is just another extra charger if I want to charge multiple devices at once. Just another lightning charger, I've got it here. And here I've got my iMac plugged in. This is just one slot dedicated just for my iMac, and here is a empty slot. This empty slot, I'll just leave it empty always. If I really need to plug in a laptop, like let's say I've got my 11-inch 20-inch MacBook, this doesn't run on a battery, got to plug it in, I'll be using this switch. Or let's say I want to turn on this Samsung laptop that I'm using to download APK files, then I'll be plugging into this. So this is just an empty slot where I just left it just in case I want to plug in something directly. And if you're thinking if all the chargers that I'm using to charge my phones are original because I'm having so many chargers, the answer is yes. All of the chargers are original. I don't use any cheap aftermarket counterfeit chargers because those are just going to harm the phones and it's not good. This is my whole setup. I've got individual dedicated ports all built in. This is actually more than what I need. Most of the wall sockets are usually just on standby. it's always on off, and when I need it I just turn it on. But I just left it off because I've got so many devices, so sometimes you might never know when you might need it, especially for some videos I might be needing 2 to 3 ports at some time. So that is something that is really convenient, and that is my charging method. And if you ask me, should you just follow this charging method too, my answer is no. This is actually a much more safer and reliable method because it's a wall mounted, and it's a more safe and practical method. But if you're someone who don't really want to make it fixed, you just want to move it to some places, best bet for you is getting an extension cord. Just get an extension cord and plug in all your devices to just one, and you can just use it. Either that, or you can get a USB or a USB-C hub. Like, just plug it in, and there's multiple USB ports and it's in a brick. You can connect it and then charge all your devices at once. So other than this, the last thing that you as a tech collector is not really a must to know. This will actually be really good if you know, and that is simple repairing. Like, let's say you want a screen or the battery, just learn to repair all these simple products, because these are something that you got to be changing on a regular basis, because you as a tech collector will definitely need it. If you're going to be starting it off, start off slow. Don't rush into it and buy a lot of products. Slowly take your time to learn. I took about 3 years of just collecting products before I actually lay my hands on the device and actually repair it myself. Now I'm pretty confident that I can do a lot of repairs, but that is not without time, effort and patience. So those are my tips and tricks to be a tech collector. But before I finish, there's just one more thing that I forgot to add on, and that is finding a good deal. If let's say you're going to be searching for a product that you want to collect it, do not rush into doing a transaction. Just keep scrolling eBay, Carousel, whichever that you all have it. Just scroll through it, see who has the better deal, who is selling it at a better condition and at a better price. Slowly search for it. Do not rush into it. Just take your own time, slowly search for it and find a good deal before you purchase. If you're going to make any purchase, do not ask the seller to send it over to you or ship it to you. If possible, meet the seller. Just check the products before you actually buy it, because once you buy it, there's no turning back. And sometimes for some products that we are collecting, these spare parts are even harder to find. So just remember that. So that's actually been it for my tips and tricks to be a tech collector. I'm not sure if these videos are going to be reaching a lot of people, but I really hope that those who are collecting tech products, really this video might give you a few tips, because the tips and tricks that I said in this video, the things that I was wishing that someone told me when I started. So I just decided to put this video out. Whoever is starting a tech collector journey, I really wish you all the best and good luck to you. And I really wish this video really helped you and give you a few tips so you can make your tech collecting journey a bit more cost effective and a bit more hassle free. So that's actually been it for this video. If you like what you saw, click the like button, get subscribed, turn on notifications so you get notified whenever I post a video. With that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch all of you in the next one. Bye bye.